Oh yeah. 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 I have a problem. Now this first one is Endo01, the only FNAF 1 custom I've made thus far. And I think this will be the only FNAF 1 custom I will make ever. Now as you can see, he's missing his hand, but that's something I can just find later on. He's also needing some repainting around. But, you know, simple. I don't like the shape of the head and how big it is. Oh my god. So that's definitely something I need to fix. It's a little worse on camera than it is in person. But I guess they do, and Funko does make very big heads anyway, so I thought he was going to fall there. Never mind. Anyway, next. We are already moving on to FNAF 2, and boy howdy, there's a lot more there than there was in FNAF 1. So this is Toy Freddy, made using Livewire Toy Freddy. As you can see, I didn't sand down the circuit board. That's because I didn't have sandpaper at the time. And usually he has his microphone. I gave him this fizzy fast drink because, you know, why not? I had leftover putty that I could use it for, so... And I think that Freddy, at least this version, would be the type to drink this sort of fattening drink. Of course, here's the back as well, nothing here. I did have to repaint him a little bit, but he is fine, thankfully. I did go for a help wanted almost color scheme with him. And I'm not sure if I want to keep it this way. I might try to at least turn the tan paint into orange, like how it's meant to be in the original. This camera's very finicky. Anyway, moving on. And it's Toy Chica now, completely painted. Even the Let's Party bib is painted. Of course, the limbs haven't been sanded down either. But, what can I say, right? I used to have a second version of the head without a beak, but I since used that for Balloon Boy, and we'll get into that when I get to Balloon Boy. But she's very simple, she's just a recolor. I doubt I'll make a whole video on her, like, I don't need to explain to you, I use yellow paint for the rest of her body, then orange for her feet, and pink for her pants. Like, it's simple, you can tell. Anyway, next. Some of y'all are already foaming at the mouth with this one, I can tell. And it's Toy Bonnie. And as you can see, there's the back right there. Some parts I couldn't reach, unfortunately. But thankfully, the glow-in-the-dark doesn't really show at all, unless you really try and aim there, and that's basically impossible. So you can see, he's just a recolor again. I used to have an idea on how to remove the scan lines, but it turned out really bad. In editing, I'll probably add the photo, but, you know, if you're going to try and make Toy Bonnie and want to fill in these scan lines, please use, like, wood filler or something like that. I don't know. Use something other than what I did, which was completely wrapping him around in putty. Don't do that. Just don't. So for this one, I had to actually move over here because I don't want to pick her up. And by the way, here's some sneak peeks. So this is Mangle, and I do mean Mangle, not Funtime Foxy, not Toy Foxy. It is Mangle. All her limbs are sculpted out, and some parts are glued on. There's the head. Let's see if I can, nope. So as you can see, there's the little scrungly right there. He's actually kind of adorable. And there's Mangle with a glow-in-the-dark eye. I don't think I mentioned that with anyone else yet, but some of these do have glow-in-the-dark eyes. Now, I'm not really happy with this, mostly because she can't really stand. I mean, she can, but it's super finicky, and I'd have to put her in a place where I would never touch her ever again. So that's a little unfortunate. I would like to update her with more to scale sort of limbs and new ones. Unfortunately, some of these are broken. I don't think this one's broken, but it is very much loose because of, for some reason, Funko joints, they are not the exact same size every single time. Some of them are smaller, some of them are bigger, so yeah. Anyway, next. Well, here's what's left of the puppet. Now, I'm going to try and update her, like, very much soon. Because unfortunately, all her joints were snapped off. The way I did it was I just sculpted each part out first, except for the mask and the joints. The mask was from Ennard, and then I sculpted it, painted it, you know, blah blah blah, all that. And then the joints were all from Funko pieces. This is from Ennard as well. It was from a broken Ennard, don't worry guys, don't worry. But the way I used to do it, and it's not the way I do it now, is I would sculpt, then glue the joints. That's not, you shouldn't do that. Instead, sculpt, push the joints in, and it'll fuse with the sculpts. And I'll show that with Balloon Boy and JJ in a second here. But one thing I really like about the puppet is her eyes. Yep, yeah, she's following you. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, they don't glow in the dark, but that's fine. I think that this is even better, because it makes her feel like she's more aware. Like she says in Ultimate Custom Night, Ultimate Custom Night, she's more aware than everyone else. So this definitely plays into that. Giving that side eye. Anyway, next. Here we have Balloon Boy, and you know, I made a whole video on him. I don't need to go into full detail about what I did, but I am going to try and update the arms, at least these. These look shorter. Huh. Well, anyway, I'm going to try and update these upper arms here because, as you see with Nightmare Balloon Boy, I actually updated them. Not much to say here other than I hated it. And I will explain how these joints were made. So now you can see the glue there, that's not really good. But basically, you know, I put putty in there, and then I pushed the joint in, and then it would just hold it there. Now, with these, it's a little bad because it did end up coming out, but then I just glued it in, and you know, when it's inside the putty, it is actually a lot more structurally sound. Unfortunately, one thing I don't like is how far the arms go down, and I think it's part of these arms. That's part of the reason. I don't think Balloon Boy really has those long of arms, but you know, he has his balloon sign. Yeah, not much to say. Here's JJ, literally just a recolor. Yeah, that's it. It's just purple and blue instead of red and blue. Her arms, same sort of deal. I want to update them as well. And as you can see, some of the paint is not really that good anymore, so definitely got to repaint her in the future. But you know, I put her in the same video as Balloon Boy, so you can check that one out. Alright. Hey, it's Withered Freddy! Yay, as you can see, his jaw's kind of beat up, but I'll repaint that in a second. Yeah, this is Withered Freddy. Unfortunately, Funko will probably never make Withered Freddy, even with the new mystery minis with Withered Freddy being in there. I doubt that they will really make it, especially with, you know, the master license being taken away. Unless they're given the chance to make more figures, then maybe they will finally make the Withereds. But, you know, this is sort of the best that I got with a Glamrock Freddy head and a Rockstar Freddy torso. I don't know if Rockstar Freddy's torso is really the best, because it doesn't really make him fat. It just makes him more square, which is how I view Withered Freddy. Withered Freddy's more square, and the other Toy Freddy is more round, and FNAF 1 Freddy is very curvy as well. That's not the right word to use it. Anyway, like I was saying with Mangle, his arms are very loose, and that's because I used tie-dye Freddy hands onto Rockstar Freddy joints. And so this is what I was trying to mention with Mangle. So as you can see, you know, normally this would kind of try and hold it up, but like even just the tiniest tap, there we go. Yeah, so usually it would kind of hold like right here, but just drops down like that. Yeah, I want to make a whole video on these guys later on, so you'll see that later. All right. Would it surprise you that this was actually my third FNAF custom ever? Yes, third. Now the other two will not be shown here because I no longer have them. I use them for other parts, but you know, that doesn't really matter. This is now the oldest custom in my lineup, and I think it shows. I mean, it doesn't really fully show, but it does show in like this arm, for instance, because originally I wanted to keep the whole mix and match sort of feel. So that way, like, you know, oh, you can take off his arm and then it's cracked. Yeah. So that way you can take off his arm and be like, oh, I can put it onto Freddy. But, you know, and obviously the end of foot is just completely repainted. I'm definitely going to keep this one around. I am going to remake him completely from the ground up. But I'm definitely going to be keeping this one as, like, you know, a timestamp, because I feel like he sort of does fit in with everyone else, but also doesn't, just because of, like, you know, all the paint. Even the buttons are painted on. They're not even sculpted on. Like, you saw with Withered Freddy, it was already, like, sculpted on and then painted. Not just painted on. Yeah, I gotta update this one. Teeth jump scare. Anyway, here is Withered Chica. Yep. The one thing I don't like about this one is the teeth. I definitely gotta update that. And maybe the eyes. The eyes look just so small. It's not even weird. But I am happy with this one. This was probably the second to last Withered I made. And, you know, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, except for the teeth. That's sort of something I really hate. And as you can see, I put Milliput in there just so she can, you know, have something to hold her jaw up. You can't really just place thin wires there. I did paint those wires on, yes, but you know, there was no other way to hold it like that. And, you know, she has her hands. Oh, God. She has her hands. She can't really do the T-pose, and it's most likely because of this joint. But yeah, maybe I'll remove these joints in the future. I'll stop moving. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably remove these joints in the future. I do like the dirt on her, though. It does look pretty cool. No, don't fall. Alright, then next. Now here we have a goodie. It's Withered Foxy, a very recent one I made. But with him, actually we made him on screen now. You're going to see the original compared to him. And I mainly updated him because two people on Discord mentioned me, told me that, you know, Grim Foxy's torso and head would look much better on him. And they absolutely do. I don't know about the Endo one hand, but that's fine. It's like just really small detail, but I don't know. I really love this. If you're ever going to make a Withered Foxy custom, use Grim Foxy. Grim Foxy does not cost that much. In fact, I even saw him in my GameStop like a few days ago, so you know, you could definitely get him and do this. So if you are going to make a Withered Foxy, use Grim Foxy. I did use Endo feet from FNAF 1 Foxy and sculpted them to look more like Endo 2 feet, Foxy, Grim Foxy upper arms, and then Foxy limbs. So this is a very, very easy one to make. You only need like, what, just Grim Foxy and regular Foxy, and those two are pretty easy to come by. So yeah, definitely good. I find it amazing how Funko will just refuse to make the Withereds, because even with making just Withered Freddy, they will have a mold, even just Withered Golden Freddy, you know, they'll have a mold that could give them like 3-4 customs maybe. So, you know, they really should start making the Withereds. And here's Withered Golden Freddy actually. And his wires are to scale. They're not like the sculpted wires that I make, but you know, this is something because I had paper clips, so I was able to use them. And also his eyes are actually cut out. They're not really hollow, but they're not jutting out either. Again, he's made the same exact way that Withered Freddy was made. I didn't paint his feet though. Now we have Endo 2, and unfortunately he's also missing a hand and an ear that I need to find. Or just, I have a whole bag of parts. I could just use another Foxy ear. I have like 17 of them, so doesn't really matter to me. But the hand is a little detrimental because I need to go looking for it in my box of stuff. So, you know, that's gonna be fun. Also, his feet are glow-in-the-dark Rockstar. No, not glow-in-the-dark Rockstar. It's radioactive Foxy feet because they are more detailed. So if you're going to make something like an Endo and you want to use the Endo legs, use radioactive Foxies. Anyway, the head is also sculpted, but it's very loose. Well, sort of sculpted. I did like put cardboard on it. I don't like how loose it is because, I mean, look at this. Look. I mean, it gives a more expressive sort of poses, but I don't like that. And also he's missing a couple of teeth because I sculpted them and didn't glue them on, so that's on me. I'll have to fix that as well. So he's definitely not gonna have his own video anytime soon, unfortunately. But hey, here's hoping that I fix him before next month. Or the next. I am not happy with this one. I need to repaint him. This is Shadow Bonnie. And oh my god, what happened? Okay, well basically, I used the world's blackest paint for him, which is very fitting, but well, it looks like he's got whipped cream in his mouth. It just looks like I rushed him, and I'm pretty sure I did. I definitely gotta repaint him at some point and fix those scan lines so he actually looks more like Shadow Bonnie. There's a couple of ideas I have, like, you know, removing the nose, removing his tail. You know, just a couple ideas to try and make him look a little flatter than normal. But yeah, that's it. You're gonna expect an update soon. I don't think I actually gave him glow-in-the-dark eyes or teeth, so that's weird for me. I wonder, I forget how I made the teeth. I think I just glued cardboard on there, I think. No, it looks something else. I can't remember, but, you know, I'll find out at some point. Next, we are finally moving on to FNAF 3. Now, Funko, please. There were so many characters in FNAF 1. In FNAF 2, I mean. Like, there's like almost 15 characters, so come on, dude. Make them. Anyway, here's Phantom Chica. Literally the easiest custom I've ever made. Just a recolor and, you know, glow-in-the-dark eyes as well. Pretty accurate. I gave for them glow-in-the-dark eyes because why not? I think it would fit. And also, no upper teeth. Yay! So easy. As you can see, I also gave her the black water streaks and black smoke streaks. And for some of them, it looks a little, like, lighter, and that is because I was using a Posca pen that was already drying out, so it left, like, this airbrush sort of stroke instead, and I think that looks really good, especially on the head. Hopefully the camera shows it, but, you know, that's about it. I also went for a little change of colors, like giving her brown feet and gray toes. And you'll see that with the other ones. Now, moving on. Phantom Freddy missing his foot as well. And he's had a microphone this whole time? I didn't even realize. Anyway, so, here he is. He's just made the same exact way Withered Golden Freddy was made, except for the foot. He was actually made before Withered Golden Freddy, but I do need to fix up some of his paint there, and on his bow tie, they are definitely showing through, and on his jaw. My god, man. I need to fix a lot of them, but, you know, just back here, yeah, a lot of fixing needs to be made. Part of the reason why I made this video is just that way I know what to fix, who to fix, and how to fix. Yeah, of course, this place is going to plop down like that. I think that's the reason why all that paint is rubbing off. Oh no. Maybe I need to really get some sealant on here, but yeah. Oh god. Okay then, next. I need to stop embarrassing myself, but here's Phantom Foxy. Now, this is using the old version of him, and gotta say, it's not looking too hot, Chief. Definitely going to update him the same way I updated Withered Foxy. Gonna make him the same exact way, even without the hook. Because, you know, they share the same model. But he's got a sculpted eye patch as well. A little thick there, but he's also got the glow-in-the-dark eyes and teeth. I forgot to mention with Phantom Freddy, he also has the glow-in-the-dark teeth and eyes. So, yeah, there's not much else to explain here. He's just a recolor of what I did for Withered Foxy, the first one. And I'm definitely not going to make a video on him until I update him. Next. Currently the only FNAF 4 custom I've made thus far, and he's had a slight update. His hat and bow tie are metallic. Yep, that's literally it. I did repaint him a little bit. He was a little scuffed up, but That's nothing, you know, some paint can't fix. And he was the first guy I made a video on. And I just want to say, everyone, thank you for the support and feedback, and it was very insightful. I'm really glad that, like, you know, that video went off as well as it did. And, you know, I can definitely see some of the problem areas, like, you know, the scan lines, the eyebrows, so that'll be something I'll fix in the future. But as for now, I am happy with how he is. I'm usually not looking at him, I'm usually just displaying him anyway. The open mouth and teeth still bugged me to this day. They're all misshapen. And, you know, I guess for nightmares, like, it definitely works for them, the misshapen teeth. I would much rather them have these, like, jagged, almost like canine sort of teeth rather than, like, you know, the sharp, what they already have. But, you know, I'm not deciding these models. I'm just trying to make them the best that I can. But yeah, still very happy with them. Now we're next. What? And the only recent FNAF Halloween edition custom is Nightmare Balloon Boy. And like I was saying before, you know, I made new arms for Balloon Boy, and I'm gonna have to add those to BB and JJ as well, and maybe even make the arms even shorter than these, because they still go all the way down to his feet. Now the hands, I did sculpt them and then used Rockstar Freddy fingers and just glued them on. And I'm not very happy with the outcome of these because there's a better alternative that I saw a few days after I made Nightmare Balloon Boy from a comment on one of my videos. I think it was the Balloon Boy video where someone said make his hands with Dreadbear hands, and yeah, I definitely gotta get a new Dreadbear for that because they would look much better than these. Well, you know, you win some, lose some. Also, you can see his eyebrows there. Whoops. Definitely one I'll have to update in future. This one is very small. It's just maskless Ennard with sculpts on there, so, you know, not much to say other than I removed the mask. It was used for puppet, and then I just sculpted out the rest of him. It is a separate head that I would put on to Ennard, and yeah, that's it. Now I know what you're all going to say. What? But it's a real character. Not this one. This one is a custom version of Lolbit, and you can definitely tell from the glue. I try to make it as accurate to the real deal as possible because I'm not going to spend like what, $500 for this figure alone. Fuck that, you know. I'd much rather spend like $20 for a Funtime Foxy paint and glue and just make my own than anything else. And I think it turned out pretty fine. Hey, it's so accurate you can even see some of the paint is on there. Some sloppy paint, huh? Yeah, I gotta update some paint chips like right there, but and that's very minor, very small. I can do that. Next. Be there, be square, am I right? If you get that message, you are allowed to make fun of me. Anyway, here's the endo. Very simple. Well, simple. He's made with a lot of millipede wrapped around him. I'm not happy with how his arms turned out, especially like this one. It just does not fit the rest of him where, like, you know, you could see the black. Like, there's a lot of wires on him, but not so much to where you can't friggin' see anything. So I'll have to update those eventually. I am very happy with how he turned out, especially with his snout. It looks very accurate, I'd say, except for that nose. Yeah, gotta go a little higher for that one. Not much to say there other than next. This one was a real rush job, I'll tell you what. It's Bonnet, and I'm definitely going to update her next because I already have some ideas of how to update her and remove her from this freaking stupid arm. So, you know, we'll get to that later down the road. But as you can see, she definitely needs a lot of updates. I don't know why I rushed her so bad. There's like no reason for me to do it. But yeah, she's using Bonbon's model. Hey, wait, guys. Before you dislike and try to kill me, this came from a broken Funtime Freddy. That's my excuse. Guys, no. A new challenger appears. Mr. Can Do. I don't know why I did that, but here's Mr. Can Do. You've been seeing him in the background throughout the whole video. And hey, look, there's more. Future stuff, yay! Very, very simple, very easy to do. And very goofy. And I'm just going to pull out a little sneak peek. He is sort of to scale. He's a little taller than her, but I would say that this is probably how they would make them as well. Unless they went the accessory route, which I can totally see happening. But, you know. Oh, hey. What is that going to be? Whoops, sorry, Mr. Hippo. I nearly forgot about you. So here's Mr. Hippo. The big issue is his snow and how far it goes out. That's something I might update later on. Oh my god. But other than that, he's pretty much just Orville the elephant. What was that all about? Was that his ear? I can't tell. But, yeah. It probably was his ear then. Okay then. Well, yeah. He's just completely made out of Orville the elephant. And, you know, very easy. Just a simple recolor. You know, if you want to make his snow actually accurate, I would say cut all the way up until like here, like that last little divot. So, yeah, hopefully you don't make him have such an outrageous overbite like I did. His eyes jut out really far, and he has a 5 head. That's just something that Orville has for some reason. My god, will you stand? I had to give him different feet though, because, you know, Orville doesn't have the Bonnie or Freddy feet like these. I mean, technically these aren't accurate feet either, but they're as close to accurate as possible. Also, these are actual donut holes. Moving on. Oh yeah, Mr. Rockstar Bonnie. Gotta repaint him a little bit. I cut off the eyebrows. And I gotta paint his joints because I use glow-in-the-dark Rockstar Freddy instead of a regular one. But this was a very easy custom to do. I literally just repainted him and added ears. That is all you have to do. It is a very easy custom. I think it would be very easy to get the right actual colors. But, you know, I'll definitely repaint him sometime soon. You know, I got some time, you know, but I can definitely update him eventually. I do need to get more paint though. Molten Freddy, I like molten spaghetti. Yeah, this is a pretty old one to be fair, and I think it shows in the way that I sculpted it. Oh yeah, I gave it a neck. So yeah, it's just an entered body with limbs and a sculpted out bottom half. I really want to update him, but I'm kind of happy with how the head turned out, even if it looks like he was stung by a bunch of bees. He is using Nightmare Freddy's head, and that is because my dog chewed it up one day. Yeah, that's about it, but I'm pretty happy with this. This guy really reinvigorated my love for making customs, especially FNAF customs, because before this, I made an original Endo, and I don't know if I'll post this in this video, but sometime in the future you'll be able to see the original Endo that I made. And god, it really, really made me lose all my motivation. So this guy coming out pretty okay at the time was definitely something that reinvigorated me. But hey, you know, what can you do? I wasn't that good at making customs before. And I'm still not that good at making customs before. What? Here's the Afton. He turned out pretty much unscathed in the whole move. I'm very happy with how he turned out. Fun fact, the torso right here is actually used from my first custom, and I think that was Twisted Wolf. I don't have any pictures of him, unfortunately, but, you know, for the 10th anniversary, I might remake him. So yeah, this is Afton. his bone saw thingy, whatever you want to call it, bone knife, was originally going to be a separate piece that could be removed and, you know, placed onto everyone, just so that way, like, you know, to keep with the whole thing, like, oh, you know, click, like, mix and match parts. But I ended up abandoning that, and I think it's much better because otherwise it would have just been way too big, ungodly big. So this was a much better compromise in my opinion. We are skipping 2 full games all the way into Security Breach. Here is a Pat Pat Wetbot sign, whatever you want to call it, and you know, he's completely made out of cardboard. He has a moving head. Yeah, he really does have a moving head. You can move it up, down. You can even take it off if you want. And even better, let me just pull out this guy. He is somewhat to scale, so this is probably how tall Gregory and Cassie are going to be when I finally make them, or if I make them. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been waiting to make him for so long, and I don't know why I waited so long to make him. I guess part of the reason why was because I don't know, man. I was just like not a big fan of Security Breach when it came out, but over time I grew to love them and to love the game, and especially like, you know, making all these customs for them. You know, this was like the first custom I made for Security Breach, so you know that definitely helped in it. Afton also, I didn't like Scrap Trap or Afton or whatever his name is, and you know, when I started making the custom for him, all of a sudden things changed. There's like not much detail in the back, and I didn't know there was detail in the back either. But you know, one would assume that it would be double-sided. But hey, she's looking at me. Now here, what was that? Okay, now here is Security Bot, a complete sculpt sort of the Security Bot, obviously. So as you can see, he's just Security Bot. There's nothing else I can say other than his scale is a little bit to the small side, I'd say. Yeah. Oh my god, it looks so menacing, jeez. But one thing you've probably noticed is the Lego under here. So, well, after removing them, you will find that his wheels actually roll, sort of. They get sort of locked up, and I guess it's because of how I sculpted them, but they do actually roll, and because of that, he can't really stand on his own. He can't even try. He can't even try, man. So, oops. Well, that's what happens. Next. And here we have Glamrock Endo with a VR headset to make that... Whoops. Oh. To make the VR Glamrock Endo from Help Wanted 2. So you can actually put this on. I'll just... hold on. It's a bit of a rush job for this video, but yes, you can put on the VR headset, and it's not really to scale with everyone else, because something that I've noticed is that a lot of the sculpted heads that I make, because yes, his head is completely sculpted, except for the cardboard bits, because I wasn't going to sculpt all that stuff, I've noticed that I tend to make them smaller than they're meant to be, like the staff bot over there. And so compared to Chica, well, he is close to that scale, and I think the head is absolutely more into scale. But considering that I made this a day before they revealed the Ruin animatronics, so you know, I didn't even know that they were going to make an actual Glamrock Endo inside most of them. So hey, look for an update video on this guy. I find it crazier how I almost forgot that FNAF AR is a thing, despite it being one of my more favorite games. So here is Broiler Baby, and oh my god, I love her dirtiness. I really love, like, you know, making animatronics that are supposed to look dirty, because it makes them just look all the more different and unique. So she's actually made using a glow-in-the-dark baby. Yeah, glow-in-the-dark baby. I got one off of eBay for like probably, I don't know, $50, which is better than normal, which is like 100. That's like half off. So you know, it's pretty good. But you can glow in the dark too as well. So even the coals inside her actually burn. So I would love to make a video on her at some point. But first I need to fix up these little marks on her, jeez. And she does have a little shovel scoopy thing, but I didn't bring out the accessories for this. I just wanted to show the figures as is, as I have right now. But yeah, moving on. We're finally getting into her. You've been seeing her around for a few times, and now you can finally get to see Scorching Chica. I literally made her yesterday. As of the recording of this video, I made her yesterday, and you know, she's just a recolor, and the white bits are all glow-in-the-dark bits. When I make a video on her, I'll show the glow-in-the-dark in full view, not in this video. Yeah, this video is not really suited for that. It's more of a collection video rather than a, you know, here's what I did to them, which is why I'm kind of moving fast on these. Anyway, not much to say here other than recolor. Now here we have a good one. Here is, I literally forgot the name. Ringmaster Foxy. Yes, Ringmaster Foxy. And so as you can see, so little fun fact, the head is also from my first custom, being Twisted Wolf, and I did remove the eye patch here, as you can see, so it was already pretty much perfect for Ringmaster Foxy, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't have an eye patch. But yeah, I also sculpted out the hat. I used, the rest of the body is from basically Captain Foxy, and as you can see, he actually does have the withering on the back. Yes, don't worry. And if you're wondering about the little green bits, it's because this was originally a Radioactive Foxy custom that I then destroyed because, you know, they were making a real Radioactive Foxy, so technically I guess Radioactive Foxy was the first custom I had, but it wasn't complete either. It was just the head and torso, I think, and it was for my brother, not really for me, but, you know, and yes, this is an actual shoelace. I was originally going to sculpt it, but then I was like, well, it wouldn't look whip-like, so you wouldn't be able to move it around and, like, you know, do what you want, because, you know, if it was just stationed like this on the ground, if I were to try and move it up, all of a sudden it would just stay stationary in the ground, and it wouldn't, you know, look that good, and it wouldn't look really realistic, which, like, you know, for FNAF terms, it's like, you know, basically nothing, but, you know, I want to keep some realism. But yeah, this is basically just Ringmaster Foxy. Yeah. Here's one I actually haven't completed yet. It is Boulder Toy Bonnie, and I don't think I'll complete him anytime soon because I'm not really, I don't really want to make Boulder Toy Bonnie that badly right now. Maybe in the future I'll have, like, you know, that stroke of genius to finally make him and finish him. But, you know, as you can see, he has this, like, moss thing on him that, you know, part of me doesn't want to add because it would just be so time consuming. But yeah, here's Boulder Toy Bonnie, and yeah, that's just about it. Boulder Toy Bonnie. Now this is a cool one. Okay, I'll shut up now. So this is Black Ice Frost Bear, and you know, I sculpted parts of him out. I don't think the color is really right. I would love to repaint him at some point, but you know, Black Ice Frost Bear is pretty good one. I remember making him because I got a second Frost Bear for myself. This was originally for my brother that I got for Christmas for him. And you know, he didn't want it anymore, so I was like, you know, hey, I'll just make this into Black Ice Frost Bear then. And this is where we are now. Oh, now this is a favorite of mine. The first AR custom, Great Escape Golden Freddy. And I remember vividly making this in 2022 because it was around the time my mother had to go to the hospital for a seizure. And I also remember cutting myself everywhere on him. When I tell you that my blood, sweat, and tears went into this, I really do mean it. Now, a little fun fact is that his torso isn't actually FNAF 1 Freddy's. If I just... As you can see, it did rotate, and that is because this is also from that Nightmare Freddy that my dog decided to chew up. Oh, if I can just not break him. There we go, yeah. So as you can see, you can sort of move. I don't like how I did the chains. This kind of just looks like caution tape, but, you know, I dealt with the cards that I was dealt with, so you know, not much I can do there, but I am very happy with how it turned out. Hey, look at that. Ruin is next, I think. Is it? Well, anyway, here is Mexis. And if you couldn't tell, his torso is actually Dreadbear's torso, but turned around. So as you can see, he's, well, basically just Mexis. I used glitch trap arms for the arms, and I used a bunch of spare parts that I had laying around for his tail. Unfortunately, because of the tail, he can't really stand anywhere. Yeah, there you go. Glitch trap ears for the ears as well, and I sculpted out the head entirely, and his eyes and mouth glow in the dark as well. It just looks a little weird from the front. It just doesn't really look exactly like him. It looks like he's seen some things, but you know, again, I can't make any excuses with that other than I can't make Chad. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. It's Glamrock Bonnie, made completely with Glamrock Freddy. I gotta repaint him a little bit. As you can see, a lot of the blue has rubbed off. Glitch trap ears for the ears as well. And I actually used a bunch of Toy Chica hair for his hair because, you know, I was using Toy Chica for, oh, hey, I just realized his eye kind of looks like a heart. That's so cute. But, I used the heads for Balloon Boy, so I had a bunch of hair left over. That sounded weird. But, anyway, yeah, it's just Ruin Bonnie. Did he always have a gray bow tie? I can't remember. Approaching the end now. I deliberately did this to make Glamrock Freddy X and Glamrock Bonnie stuff, but here is Ruined Glamrock Freddy, or prototype, however you want to call it. And what can I really say other than it's just Glamrock Freddy, but made to the best of my abilities. I think I actually did paint out the back. Yeah, I did. That's so cool. But yeah, considering the new Glamrock or Ruined stuff that's coming out, I might update him to look more like them, especially that foot, because that is just Glamrock Freddy's foot, but made to look more Endo-like. Same with the hands. But I couldn't remove the bow tie. Look, man, after as many scratches, after you cut yourself as many times as I have, you either get gloves or you don't cut anywhere at all. And I don't have a Dremel for this, so you know, that's probably going to be something I'll update in the future as well. Other than that, you know, Ruined Glamrock Freddy. Sadly, I wasted all the Mimic jokes in the Mimic video, so here's just the Mimic. I made a whole video on him. You know, thankfully nothing changed on him. He's just still goofy as ever, and he has a little goofy smile as well. So, not much to say there other than thankfully he's one of the few that, well, one of the many actually, that have remained unscathed. So here are the movie animatronics, at least the main three, because, oh, main four with Golden Freddy in the back. So what I did with all these, and the reason why I'm grouping them all together, except for movie Golden Freddy, is because they have all been updated slightly. So they all have flocking, obviously. They all have ankle joints, these three. And, you know, they're made to be a little more accurate. These are basically updated versions of Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica made in the movie sort of style. And, you know, you can tell from the dirtiness, from the ears. And here's something, if I can just do this without making him fall. If you can already sort of tell that he has a moving jaw, kind of, by the way his head moves. But yeah, his jaw can open. And I'm not going to do that yet because I don't want them to fall. These ankle joints really don't hold them well, and Bonnie has the same thing that can open his jaw. Movie Golden Freddy, unfortunately, does not have the ankles, and that's because I made him before everyone else. I looked so goofy. But, yeah, his wires are made to be accurate. This was the first time I used flocking, and I didn't understand that, you know, no matter how much flocking you give it, the pink will show through. And I think it was a bad idea to give him, to use Tie-Dye Freddy for this. It still looks fine, but compared to the others, you know, his flocking is all clumped up in areas. It's not like where you can just tell that they're flocked, but they're not like, you know, completely covered in it. Like, you know, I don't know which one would be more accurate. I guess maybe this one would be more accurate, but This one just looks a lot better. Anyway, moving on. So here we have the first custom I made in the new house, and it is obviously the yellow rabbit. Now the yellow rabbit was a little weird because I gave him the ankle joints, but I didn't give him the moving jaw that the others have, and that's mainly because, like, they already made a spring trap, but this isn't technically spring trap, this is the yellow rabbit. It doesn't matter if he was spring locked at the end, he's still not spring trap yet, he's still the yellow rabbit, he's more like withered spring trap or withered spring Bonnie, so I don't want to hear any of it. But as you can see, this is actually kind of creepy now that I'm thinking about it. You can see that William Afton is currently inside him. So that's really creepy, I'd say. So, other than that, there's not much to say. He's using Bonnie's head. This is basically just Bonnie with glitch traps, bow tie, and, sculpted out head. Well, sculpted out, it's just made to look more like Spring Bonnie. I think the front doesn't really look that good, but from an angle, it kind of like looks a little better. And he also has glow-in-the-dark eyes as well, and they look really good. Hopefully I will put in a picture of how it looks, because someone told me that it looks like it's straight out of the movie, and I think it really does look like it's straight out of the movie. Sparky the dog, made using literally just Bonnie, and some sculpted out ears and sculpted bow tie thingy. So you can see he's also flocked. Unlike the others, he doesn't have the moving ankles, and that's mostly because, he's a different character. I think for characters that I've already made, this is sort of the rule that I have with them. If they already have figures or figure-esque kind of characters, like, if they were already made in merchandise in some form, then they will give, I will give them the moving ankles. But with Sparky, this was his first time. And this is the first official one as well, so this isn't fetch, this isn't anything like that. So I was pretty excited to finally make him, because I didn't want to make one using fan renders or like make my own design, but I've always wanted to make like a Sparky sort of design. And they finally managed to make it. And I'm really happy with how the ears turned out, because it kind of looks like it's like, the material that they used for it. I don't know about the bone though, the bone is a little weird, but I do like the ribbon, how it's, actually 3D and not printed on. This isn't Lego. And the final movie character is Movie Ella, and I literally made her yesterday as well. And oh my god, I am so happy with how this turned out. So, as you can see, she can stand, she can sit, she can do whatever. And, Ella looks like a pretty cool character, honestly, and I've always wanted to sort of make a sort of Ella. But, they're all, like, supposed to be really small toys. So the fact that she is, like, an actual full-on character, like, no, not character, but, like, a full-on suit was really cool in the movie. And she also has flocking, like, everyone in the movie, all the figures I made from the movie. And I'm going to do that with everyone. So she has flocking on her hair and on her socks. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. She's literally just a baby. Yeah, just a baby. Yeah, she's just a baby, but with Ballora arms, and you could just use Radioactive Foxy's endo legs, but I sculpted out my own, because I'm not gonna spend $20 on a full Radioactive Foxy figure just for the endo legs. If I'm going to do that, I might as well make a full-on endo or something else. I don't know, man. But yeah, Ella, and like I said before, I really like making dirty looking characters, because I don't know, it just makes them look lively, I guess, like they've actually been used before and not just sitting around. So yeah, and also her ribbon is actually made out of rubber bands. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now I'm over here for this one because I don't want to bring it around and then put it back every 5 seconds. So here is Carney, and I will absolutely make a video on him eventually, because I am super proud with how he turned out. He is the second custom I made in his house, and as you can see, he has a more accurate nose. He has the whole stand. There's even a plush baby there and a phaser blaster, so he's definitely going to get his own video sometime soon. So be on the lookout for that. Carney the Barker Bear. We're in the final leg of it now, gentlemen and ladies. Here is Pop Goes the Weasel, a Fanverse character that I made. and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Maybe not necessarily the head because of how tall the neck is, and the bow tie is really small, not very detailed, but you know, as you can see, he uses, I think, yeah, these are definitely glow-in-the-dark Rockstar Freddy arms, and then glitch trap body, legs, and Toy Freddy arms, or hands, I mean. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how he turned out, and yeah, just a fanverse character. I'm gonna have to fix that part over there. Anyway, next. And the final fanverse character. I really want to make more of these, I swear. It is Candy the Cat. So yeah, he's basically using a lot of parts. Funtime Foxy head, toy Funtime Foxy torso and legs, toy Chica arms. So yeah, this guy is, he's kind of, I think it's the 2.0 version that is called. I don't know, it's the one with the squarish body, but, you know, I might update the head. It kind of looks weird from some angles, in my opinion. I mean, from the front, it looks pretty nice, I'd say. Yeah, not much to say there other than meow, I guess. I don't know, why did I do that? So if you don't know who this character is, this is actually Rainbow Negate Freddy, and he appears in the titular game Forsaken AR. Now, if you don't know what Forsaken AR is, it is basically a FNAF AR, sort of. I don't know what you'd call it, not really fan game, it's just like their own take on FNAF AR, I guess. I don't know what you would call it, but they're releasing skins, they're releasing characters, and you know, you can download it on GameJolt. It's just Forsaken AR. And this is one of the skins, Rainbow Negate Freddy, and from my understanding, it is a hoax character from Ultimate Custom Night. If I am wrong on that, I know someone will correct me, so that's just one of the characters there. And in Forsaken AR, the developers have something called dev skins, and basically they're OCs in the game. And this is the OC for Orton Long Gaming, and his name is Corruption. He's just this purple Springtrap looking thing, and you know, this was something I did with my friend, you know, to see who would make the better Corruption, I believe. I don't remember what the thing was. Yeah, whatever. But it's just toxic. No, not toxic, it's Cheese Trap. I don't know if I'll keep this one. I might keep it, but I also want to make Clown Springtrap at some point. Hey, we'll see in the future. If you guys, maybe I'll make a poll if you guys want me to keep this or make Clown Springtrap. Well, we'll see. Alright. And currently the final Forsaken AR character skin is Oversweet Frostbear. And this is just Frostbear's skin. And originally I was going to use this, well, this is why it's blue here. Whoops. Originally I was going to make it into this skin called, I think it's Geode Frostbear. Oh no. Like I said, this was originally going to be Geode Frostbear. And then I ended up turning it into Oversweet Frostbear. Kind of ironic how they're both Frostbears, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, it's just candied up Frostbear with some gummy teeth. Hey. And the very last completed custom I have is this Freddy. Now, what is this Freddy? It is my own sort of creation. Basically, this is, so the lore behind this is that this is what Fazbear Entertainment would find when they were looking at, you know, the pizzeria simulator stuff, and I would like to think that, like, you know, they let this sit in storage for a little while, which is why he's all overgrown and stuff like that. But as you can see, he's, like, withered in some spots. He's, like, supposed to be melted and, like, burning away. And, you know, the whole idea is that, you know, this is just what Freddy would look like after both fires and then being left out for a little while. And then, you know, I'd like to imagine that in Security Breach and the Pizzaplex, they would have a little, like, you know, museum sort of thing, even bigger than what's in Rockstar Row, and they would have, like, all the original, like, you know, characters, and this Freddy would be one of them. I don't really have a name for him. I guess you could call it just Melted Freddy or something like that. But if you guys have a better name for this, then please let me know down below. But if you've got all the way to this point, then I just want to say thank you so much for watching. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was my 53 customs, with a few more coming along the way. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned to see who else I'll make in the future, and who I will be fixing. Mystery Mini Custom. Also, this is a work in progress Aeronaut Toy Freddy. Obviously, you've been seeing him in the background before, and if you couldn't tell who this was supposed to be, then this is your reward for watching all the way through. Okay, bye.